Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to the Oddball Craze. It's the week of January 10th, 2023, and this is your quick weekly update. We're going to start off pretty light and move on to something more heavy. So buckle up, bucko. Before we hop into the news, let's do a couple of predictions since it's the beginning of the year, and that's what everybody's doing. Nintendo will hint at their next hardware to be a second pillar operating beside the Switch and not as a competitor to the Switch. Details will be scarce going into the new year. Starfield will launch to critical acclaim and sell like hotcakes, despite the physics engine being tied to frame rate and characters phasing through the ground at hilarious moments. PlayStation Plus to go mostly stagnant as Sony attempts to find enough titles making the service enticing, with each of the tiers suffering as they attempt to generate profits. Sony isn't in a situation to supplement loss leaders from other divisions, so the PlayStation brand has to play this safer than Xbox currently does. And Epic Games will make a sizzle reel or big stink over how much better they are for developers, especially those using modern technologies such as Unreal Engine 5. They already have special deals for those using the game engine, so sweetening the pot for a few indies or a major game as Unreal Engine 5 becomes more commonplace is easy marketing / money. Heavy opportunity to convince people that the Epic Games Store is the morally right place to purchase games. Although Hitman 3 was released 2 years ago, the title is getting a name change and packaged into a bundle to include the most recent Hitman and Hitman 2 games. The Trilogy bundle will be released under the name Hitman World of Assassination. Access to the games will be through IO Interactive's Access Pass system, which is an always online digital rights management system that locks the vast majority of your single-player campaign behind an active internet connection. This is a crappy system for customers, and even worse for those on laptops, which have been the more popular way to computers since 2005. The positive news is that the 3 games are quite good, and all previous versions of Hitman 3 will be updated to include the first 2 games, so go purchase Hitman 3 now before the price increase happens. All the other titles will be unlisted from stores, leaving Hitman World of Assassination and its DLC as the only 2 available SKUs. World of Assassination will retail for $70, while the deluxe pack-on will be $30, which includes additional locations and challenges. In an interesting turn of events, Roku has announced their own lineup of televisions for 2023, while TCL, the longtime manufacturer of Roku televisions, has dropped their mainline Roku series from production. The split coincides with an ever-growing selection of smart home devices being manufactured by Roku as they try to be the easy solution for upgrading your home's automation. Like Walmart and Best Buy is full of Roku smart devices. More interesting for those who use their televisions for video games is the changes TCL made to their lineup. Their flagship product, the QM8, has a new feature called a Game Accelerator, which provides a 240Hz variable refresh rate. It doesn't appear that this feature was showcased to anyone at the Consumer Electronics Show, so we'll have to wait to see it in action. TCL did show off the beautiful display that utilizes a 2300 dimming zones in their QLED plus mini LED technology and a built-in speaker bar that apparently sounds pretty dang good. Though their flagship product is amazing, the Game Accelerator technology will also be present in their Q7 models, with the Q6 models getting the technology, albeit at a 120Hz display. According to digitaltrends.com, TCL wouldn't clarify which models would have Roku or Google TV, only indicating that they are supporting both platforms. For most families, video game purchases come out of their entertainment budget. With rising costs and inflation affecting American consumers and a 70-year high tax burden affecting those in the UK, these entertainment budgets are shrinking across Western markets. Game sales in the UK saw an overall drop of 6% compared to 2021, including digital software, which on their own saw a 3.4% drop in sales. Hardware sales saw a decline of 29% when compared with the previous year. Stock shortages are to blame, but no matter who you are, 29% decrease isn't good, and the PlayStation 5 taking the biggest hit, with their sales being down 33% compared to the Switch's 27.5% drop and Xbox at 15%. Accessories fared a bit better than hardware, with a drop of 13% for controllers, cases, headphones, and similar products. Interestingly, the PlayStation DualSense white and black controllers were the most popular accessory, followed by Turtle Beach headphones for the Xbox. I guess Xbox players don't need extra controllers for friends, but need a headset to yell at strangers. Although the UK and North America are different markets, there are times when they are eerily similar. NPD information will not be available for the United States anytime soon, probably around February, but Q3 data, which was released last November, showed that the US had a dollar decline of 5%. Unless the fourth quarter had an enormous uptick versus the previous year, the US was on trajectory to have the same decline as the UK. Though, keep in mind, the UK is a weird place where the best-selling game is a sports title, and the best-selling Nintendo game is Nintendo Switch Sports. So, yeah. Silent Hill 2 developer can't decide if game is faithful to original or not. On January 5th, the team announced that Silent Hill 2 Remake is faithfully sticking to the original. Then, that same day, the team announced that the game will have to change to appeal to contemporary audiences, which sounds strikingly familiar to modern audiences, which went from meaning there are technical updates to being code word for we f***ed it up on purpose, f*** you. Though Blooper Team is remaining shy about what these changes are, it is believed that they will mostly be gameplay updates, such as removing the locked camera angles and going for an over-the-shoulder or maybe free cam controlling gameplay. We were told previously that the game developers had not missed the point of the game and are remaining optimistically skeptical or pessimistically skeptical. Such statements are raising flags, such as applying adjustments to areas that need modernizing due to the passage of time. Hopefully, these all remain technical updates, as the original releases are held dear by many, especially old gamers, as raising the standard of stories in the medium. Still, no updates or confirmation of Silent Hill the short message, so if you were here for that update, too bad. HTC has finally unveiled their new VR headset, and boy is it a beaut. The HTC Vive XR Elite, because it's 2006, is a compact headset that combines mixed reality and virtual reality, being marketed for gaming, fitness, productivity, and more. The more could possibly include training simulations and walking through museums or interesting locales throughout the planet. With full RGB color cameras allowing for visual pass-through, the options for augmented reality are much more possible than on previous devices. Hand tracking works with the pass-through cameras, allowing for games where creatures are running across your furniture and you interact with them. Does anybody remember Chibi Robo Photo Finder? This technology could also be used in combination with medical institutes where students are learning surgery and the surgeon is off-site remotely and they're sitting there doing the operation and need to be trained. In reality, I guess, any situation where there's a professional that's off-site and hands on-site could utilize the technology. The wireless headset supports Wi-Fi 6E and can also have the battery removed, then connected through USB to use in a lighter form factor, though less mobile. 110-degree field of view, 4K resolution, and a 90 Hz refresh rate, the 625-gram battery will provide up to 2 hours of use, but I think we're all familiar with corporate claims on expected battery life. That being said, the batteries are hot swappable to keep you going if you have backups. Great, considering how compact this thing is when folded up like a pair of sunglasses. Speaking of glasses, those who wear them will still be able to use the device as it has adjustable lenses. The HTC Vive XR Elite, because it's 2006, is already available for pre-order at Vive.com and other retailers with shipments expected to fulfill in late February. The cost is $1,099 US and will launch with over 100 titles. CD Projekt Red settles lawsuit with investors for a paltry amount. For those old enough to remember, which should be all of you, CD Projekt Red made some very misleading statements before the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, especially regarding the state of console builds. After release, those lies became evident when customers got their hands on the game and then demanded refunds for a buggy experience and unstable software that was locking up their hardware. The issues were so widespread that it prompted PlayStation to modify their refund policy for digital sales of this one game. The issue is you can lie to customers, but you aren't allowed to lie to your investors. Claiming that it was blatantly obvious the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions of the game were unplayable before launch, investors sued CD Projekt Red. It didn't help that the developers only sent out PC versions of the game to reviewers, hinting that they were fully aware the console versions were not acceptable for review. The California Central District judge agreed. Though a win for investors, they may not be too happy with the result. Cyberpunk 2077 has sold over 20 million copies, and the stock took a 9% hit after the release of the game, meaning investors were trying to make up the money they lost due to false statements made about the game. The verdict, though, only awards $1.85 million, which is a lot for me and you, but it equals out to less than 50 cents a share. So, in the end, is a major win for CD Projekt Red, encouraging similar behavior from them and other companies in the future. If you were tired of incomplete or broken AAA titles being sold to consumers, I have bad news for you. Limited Run Games has fired one of their community managers over an unearthed tweet from 6 years ago regarding transgenderism and also for following questionable accounts on the platform. Limited Run Games is a company you should have already stopped supporting due to their anti-consumer practices, their difficulties fulfilling orders, and their combative state when trying to get a damaged order corrected. Limited Run Games does not like you. They lied to you about product details and run number. Overall, you should have already stopped supporting them long ago. Regardless of their contradictory political statements, they are a bad company, ran by bad people. Find more information about the story anywhere that exaggerations and hyperbole can be found, aka the internet. I'm Bodacious, and this has been your quick weekly update. So long.